My shoe's like twice as big as yours.
Well, this one kind of fit me a little bit. Well, oh my god. Yeah, but when I'm wearing my Converse, my feet look so tiny.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Awesome.
You should come
Super tired.
You should come see the computer screen madness we got over here.
Jesus. I'm waiting for the women's caucus to have elections so I don't have to be their chair anymore. I'm just like, listen, guys, I can't do this too.
Good.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna cut.
Right now, I'm just converting some files into JPEG so I can actually open them. JPEGs.
Oh, I have to finish. I'm like on the last page.
Specific folder. Browse to
I'm afraid to turn in
desktop.
At the same time, I got accepted into all the schools I applied
Media
for
folder.
last year.
ASMJC.
I didn't go because I wanted to do stats. And then I ended up dropping stats. I was just like, I'm so stupid.
Okay, convert. Okay,
Sac State,
we're getting it.
Fresno,
Joint photographer experts.
San Diego,
Stuff.
San Jose,
Hi. Hi.
and like,
Please don't trip on my cords. Good. Oh, we got a lot of documents to go through. Perfect. Okay. Oh, hey, there we are. Okay, go to YouTube.
You know what?
Which one?
Oh, we just lost our camera.
You have
I lost it.
One sec.
Found it. It's right there.
my usage.
Cut two. Okay, one sec. I'll be right back.
right here.
Hey, you come on.
Calling in.
I wanted to take a save that money.
Whoa. Currently we're live.
Yeah, we're having some issues with my camera though. Of course. There we go. Hey, there we are. Oh wait. Fix my hair. How do you think my hair looks? Good.
You should start waxing your hair with your mustache.
Mustache wax with the hair? Yeah. So we got, let's turn our sound down on 1 and 3 until the meeting. 1 and 3 are our mics. 1 and 4 are our mics. 2 and 3 are our other mics. So still store, we should be able to open this. Open our. We have it. Here's a flash drive. I have everything off of it. Oh, there you go. What do we need off of your flash drive? There we go. Let's turn our sound off. Welcome to the meeting. Running a bit behind here. It's 1:02. Looking to start the meeting in approximately 5 minutes. Please stay tuned.
How many seats are there? This flash drive.
Yeah. Not right now in this because I just have. Wait. What are we doing with this?
Can we load this onto something from here?
What do we want? Sorry. Well, CW Almonds, I do have audio here. So, take that, Mom. Also, some updates. Please search our YouTube page for many different videos from around the college. Earlier this week, volleyball lost to Santa Rosa, and women's basketball lost to Reedley. Yes, we will get a better look here at the agenda coming up. We're just gonna read this one. So in our agenda today, which should be full screen now, we will be covering many different items. Currently we are waiting on some people and some other items, such as a projector for our in-house screen so everyone can see that. We hope you stick around with us. Please comment on the side and let us know what you think. I might chime in for you at our meeting, and this is John Westberg, your ASMJC VP Communications. Is that way too small? I know, I'm having some trouble with that. I see our complaint that our agenda is not readable. I am currently working on that, and we'll hopefully have that fixed later today. I would love to say that I have that posted somewhere, but unfortunately I don't. So we'll go camera. Hi, I'm John Westberg, your ASMJC VP Communications. Right to my right and your left is Jake Cook. Jake, how you feeling today? Talking to the microphone. Pretty good. Let's turn your microphone on now. There we go, and try it again. Feeling pretty good? Feeling good about this meeting?
It's going to be new. We've never recorded.
Yes, our first time ever recording. Christian Galindo is on our camera. Hey Christian, thanks for showing up here today.
Jason's supposed to be here. He said it's going to be 10 to 15 minutes late because of work. Yeah.
Right here, actually. There you
It's
go.
going to be 10 to 15 minutes late because of work.
Right.
Sign in as your Google type.
You don't have the agenda saved on here yet.
Did you already upload all the files?
Hey Christian, we are live. Yeah, YouTube.com. ASMJC Production. ASMJC Production.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're live right now. That's because I don't have anything going right now.
No, I can't be on TV.
We are starting the meeting here momentarily. I am trying to fix our agenda so it's readable, and I have our great ASMJC logo on the top right, which I'll now remove so we can actually read the agenda. CB Almonds, please let me know if you can read this. That would be very helpful. We're just going to scan through some of our documents right now. I have meeting minutes here, and now I need to actually open the correct agenda. No, that's the meeting minutes actually. And if something's not covered, I will talk along with you here so we can make sure our audience that is not here can still see. We've requested a round of intros, so we'll cut to camera 1 right now. Open. Here is our actual agenda for today's meeting. Hopefully it's a little more readable right now. Let's get right here. Hi, I am John Westberg, your ASMJC VP Communications. To my right here is Jake Cook, and we're going to just go down the line. We're going to go down the line this way. That is our Executive Secretary, Corey Keith. Next to her is Brad Borges, our VP of Legislation, as he's yawning on his phone. Just keep going around the room here. That's Eric Soto. He's one of our secretaries. Asia Reed is next. And I don't know what we're looking at with our camera, but we're going to... There we go. There, Asia Reed is next. She is our ICC speaker. Next to her is Rachel Manriquez. Christian Galindo is on our camera. Looking good, Christian. This is, in the middle of our screen, we have Luis in our orange shirt. He is our president. Remove agenda, not readable. Yes, we are removing that. Let's, as we're going to go down along the line as I'm pointing to it, we have, this person is not a senator. I don't know who that is. Next to her is Paige. Our Senator Paige Temecula, then Celeste Tafoya. Next to her is Lauta Valencia Baez. Next to her is Jonathan Andrews, our Senator of Communication. Next to Jonathan, that's Jonathan right there. Next to her is Kathy Rao, who is our VP of Operations, and Misael is on the corner, and Jose Razo is on the end right there. And they are apparently watching something. They're watching this. Hey, it's like Inception. So let's. So there's Christian Galindo. We're very excited that we're doing this today. So Jake, good stuff. Good stuff. Have a little bit of delay here. We'll try to keep up with the meeting as the meeting goes along.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and start this meeting. I'm going to call the meeting to order at 1:12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, at 1:12, and then right after that, we're going to go ahead and start roll call. For full disclosure, as you can see, we have cameras in the room, and we're live broadcasting our Senate session today, courtesy of the Communications Committee, John Westberg, Jake Cook, and Christian Galindo. So big round of applause. And just to augment that as well, like always, we're recording the actual voices as well for reference to the minutes. And then with that, we'll go down to the roll call. I'm here, Executive Vice President Weaver. She is excused. Vice President Mendez.
Here.
Then we have Vice President Rao.
Present.
Vice President Brown. He is going to be coming to us at 2, so it's an excused tardy. Vice President Westberg.
Here.
Secretary Keith.
Here.
And then we have our trustee is missing right now, and then Speaker Reed. And then we have Senator Borges.
Here.
Senator Andrews.
Here.
Senator Alvarado.
Here.
And then we have Senator Tafoya.
Here.
Senator Alvarez. He's an excused. Senator Cepeda. Absent as of right now. Senator Cook. Senator Cook.
Here.
Senator Tingluk.
Here.
Senator Galindo.
Here.
Senator Acosta. Absent for right now. Senator Manriquez.
Present.
Senator Razo.
Here.
Senator Valencia Baez.
Here.
Senator Ledesman. Absent right now. And then Senator Huerta Soto.
Here.
Perfect. With that, quorum has been established. Also, Our projection equipment is not in right now. Our tech guy is running a little bit late, so I apologize for that ahead of time. As we move down to, as we move through the agenda, hopefully we'll go ahead and have enough buffer time for him to get here. But right now, we'll go ahead and move on to item 3, adoption of the agenda. Take a quick minute to review the agenda, and then I'll entertain a motion.
Our agenda is currently on the screen to our right.
Do we have a motion on the table?
I move to adopt the agenda as read.
Do- It's been moved and seconded. Do we have any objections to adopting the agenda as read? Hearing none, the agenda has been adopted. Moving on to item 4, public comment, Brown Act 54954.3. This segment of the agenda is reserved for members of the public to directly address the Student Senate on any matters within its jurisdiction. A time limit of 2 minutes per speaker and 10 minutes per topic will be allotted. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of items not on the agenda. The Student Senate may briefly respond to comments made or questions posed. For an item to be placed on a future agenda, please contact President Robredo. Do we have any public comment at this time? Yes.
Yeah, my name is Mike Lenahan. I'm a volunteer here. And I do want a big favor from all of you. I want all of you to have a super fantastically grand year because none of you are doing a good job. None of you are good people because you're all fantastically great people. You're doing a super great job. And it's an honor to be able to help as a volunteer here. So keep up the great work. You've got outstanding leadership. The president and all of you are doing not a good job, but you're doing a great job. And you're fantastic individuals. And that's a favor. You better do it because you keep up the great work. And if you ever need any volunteer help, I'd be honored to help. I never got to go there, but I do good work with Stanford. My point is, you people are doing a fantastic job. The leadership is not good, it's fantastic. I walk in here feeling good, and I leave feeling even just like that. I'm still kind of emotional because you're such great people. Keep up the great work, all of you. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Halligan. Lenahan, sorry. Apologize for that. Do we have any more public comment at this time? All right. Hearing none, we'll move on to item 5, approval of the minutes for the October 5th and the November 7th. I do have a single copy for each set of those. If you guys want to go off, again, I was not expecting the projector not to be here on time. Actually, it's a whole packet. It's inside. So, yeah. So if you guys get a chance to go off and read them over. Oh, Senator Manriquez.
I move to postpone the minutes until next meeting until we have them because I haven't had a chance to look at either of them.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Do we have a second? Been moved and seconded. Are there any objections to postponing the minutes until the next meeting? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 6, presentations and introductions. We have none. Then we'll move on to item 7, special orders. Under section 1, confirmation of Camille Dana as Community Relations Senator. Really quickly, we went off and had the first confirmation of the 2 last week. Well, 2 Senate meetings 2 weeks ago. And this is a unanimous recommendation by both Vice President Weaver and Executive Secretary Keith. At this time, Camille, do you have an opening statement, or would you like to address the Senate before we go to a vote for it?
Yes.
All right, go ahead. You have the floor.
I chose this position because I believe I can bridge a gap between the student population and the faculty and the surrounding community. I've attended here now. This is my 3rd year here, and I've met a lot of the instructors, a lot of the students. I've taken quite a few classes here, and out of all the junior colleges I've gone to, this is my favorite. I just really like the resources that are available here, and there's a lot of things that I believe that are offered here to the students that a lot of students aren't aware of, especially with the split campuses and having attended both campuses. I have quite a good outlook on what's ahead and what changes have been made from the past, and what's available to people right now, and I just like to share that information.
All right.
So I'm just glad to be here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
with that, do we have a motion on the floor? Senator Alvarado.
I move to approve Camille Dana as Community Relations Senator.
Do we have a second? Been moved and seconded. All in favor of confirming Camille, is it Donna or Dana?
Dana.
Dana, Camille Dana as Community Relations Senator, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? With that, congratulations, you're not, oh, one abstention, Senator Manriquez. Thank you. With that, congratulations, you're now a full-fledged member of our Senate, and you can vote now.
Thank you.
All right, and then we'll move on to item B under Special Reports, Advisory Report.
Yes, good afternoon, Senate.
And elicit a response.
Good afternoon.
I'm here, I don't know if you know, several meetings ago when you guys were looking at the bylaws, and I know you have before you some resolutions to the bylaws, but I was doing some homework, because I was doing some background just to look at the Constitution and bylaws, and I couldn't find where the bylaws were amended from the previous administration. I don't know. There's several bylaws out there with different dates, and in terminology-wise, in using when you make changes to your bylaws, it should be either adopted or amended, not updated. And so one says updated February 2014. There's another one that says updated November 2013. But when I go to those minutes, there's nothing that tells me what changes or updates, or not me saying updates, or amendments that were done to the bylaws. And so from a procedural standpoint, it appears that it's kind of out of order in terms of trying to find that research. And so my advisement is, before you make any adoptions or amendments, is to find out which bylaws are valid. Find out which bylaws are valid. Like I said, I could have overlooked something, looking through all those minutes and things over here, but those dates, I could not find anything that says the bylaws were amended or adopted. Like I said, there's different dates for updates. And when you update, when you refer to update means that you updated the format of which the bylaws, because there's several different formats how different organizations put their bylaws in. So you can update that format of which they're placed on your document. But when you change them, it has to either be amended or adopted. And so that's what I wanted to give an update, because I said last time when I brought this up, that I would look into to see, which one was valid. Because I came to a meeting and I was reading from a bylaw, and everybody here that knew said those were not the correct bylaws. So that's when I went to start looking to find out where are the correct bylaws. And I said with these two different dates that says updated, I have yet to find amendments or adoptions for the bylaws. So I just wanted to report that.
Thank you. Senator Manriquez?
So what will we find these, the correct bylaws that are the ones we're supposed to be using right now rather than the updated ones?
That's a good question, because there's no historical records passed in terms of bylaws on the Weebly sites. So I don't know who's the keeper of we call them records and seals, because there should be a trace. You should be able to go back and find every revision or anything to your bylaws in your organization since its inception of the document. And so I don't know over the years who's been keeping those kind of records and documents. If you go to the YCC documents and look at there, you can see you can go back years and find all the revisions and changes done to the document. But for here, I don't know, so, I wasn't here, so I don't know who keeps, because there's no records of the previous bylaws on any place that I can see, under any other administration, other than this one that's on there now. So I couldn't answer that question. Maybe someone here can.
And currently, we are doing an active search for that as it is right now. I do recognize the hand for a second. As it stands right now through our website, if you actually go off and you click on our link for Constitution and bylaws, it just brings that one link up. And as it stands right now, that's what's in question. But rest assured that within the upcoming weeks, we'll go off and we'll continue to bring back a more updated report and see where we stand on that. Speaker Reed.
Awesome. Okay. So I highly suggest if you're looking for Constitution and bylaws, you contact the previous vice presidents of legislation. They all still do attend Modesto Junior College. That would be Victor Costa, James Barble, and Executive Vice President Weaver. Also, maybe Francisco Benuelos, who used to be the advisor, and also Martha Lopez. Those are probably where you can get the Constitution, the old Constitution and bylaws.
I got these from.
Before, I'm not done. Also, Dropbox also holds documents. I would definitely check the Dropbox and possibly ask Student Trustee Campbell as well.
Well, I got the one that I got. I asked Francisco, and he sent me what he had, and so they basically were the same as the ones that are on the website. But prior to that, he didn't have anything prior to 2013. So that's what we're looking for prior to 2013.
Yeah. Thank you. Senator Alvarado, did I see a hand?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So in a way, what our advisor is saying that we might not know which bylaws are the right ones.
Correct. Yeah. So essentially, what's happened is that there are footnotes, if you want to go off and call them, referencing two different dates where the Constitution and bylaws were updated. And like you mentioned, the Constitution and bylaws are not updated; they're amended. So that's one thing. And then one of the more concerning portions of those references is that once we go back to the minutes for those dates, Advisor Urban went off and even expanded that search to not just that month, but 2 to 3 months before and after that. When those dates are referenced, we could not find any references to amendments, updates, anything like that. So it really goes off and puts into question what was added, what was amended or updated, and it really puts into question the validity of our Constitution and bylaws as it is right now. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So in
Yeah.
a way, if they updated the bylaws, then those changes they don't take effect, do they? So they don't amend it?
They're null and void because it did not follow there's no reference of the body actually saying that they wanted those changes. Similar to how we go off when we vote on any other item here. Any changes that were made without the consent of the full Senate would be null and void, and that's why we're a little bit on a limbo, especially as we move forward with, for example, changes into our bylaws with payments of people, or just the way we go off and interpret hours, for example. That's a big question, and we should really go off and reevaluate that. Advisor Urban?
Yes, and be clear, I'm not saying that it hasn't happened. I just said I couldn't find it, and maybe the terminology we just used incorrectly, but it doesn't reference which bylaw was adopted or amended, and so, like I said, we just can't find clarity on any of that information, which should be very clear because this is a governing document, so you can't be vague when you amend or adopt the bylaw.
Thank you. So we'll continue the reports, and we'll go off and see where we stand on that, and hopefully we have more clarifying information as we move forward. With that, we'll move on to item 8, unfinished business consideration and possible action, and we go on to item A, resolution F14-1. It's been asked of me to go off and postpone this until the next meeting, considering because they want to the authors prefer to both be present so they can go off and have the changes noted. So with that, is there any objection with postponing this until the next meeting, or does anybody have a motion on the floor other than that? All right, Hearing no objection, we'll go ahead and postpone Resolution F14-1 to the December 5th meeting. And then we'll move on to item 2, Resolution F14-2. And you have to share the screen on to the next one.
Yeah. Is this?
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. If you guys remember at our previous meeting, we went ahead and did the first reading for this. It's Resolution F14-2, and its nickname is In Memory of Tyrone Anthony Payton. If adopted by the Student Senate, would send a resolution forward to go off and say that we are in favor of changing the name of the Fireside Lounge and adding, if I'm not mistaken, in memory of Tyrone Payton. If you can just scroll down a little bit. Resolved to going off and changing the name to the Tyrone Payton Fireside Lounge. Again, the process before this is that we're going to go off and put, if this passes, it's a resolution showing that we would like to go off and have this done, and then it would move forward to the proper district people, I believe facilities, and then eventually all the way through the through the administration here, and possibly even the board of trustees as well. I'm getting a couple of nods off to the side, so I've been followed the proper process there. So, do we have a motion on the floor for this? To open up for a second reading. Is there any objections?
Just keep the motion.
Just motion? All right. I'm good. Based off of the recommendation of my council, can we have a motion on the table, please? To open it up for a second reading and then approving it as read, if that's what you guys want. According to our resolutions procedure, it has to go through a first and second reading, and then after we close off the second reading, we go off and actually approve it, and that's the full-fledged approval that the Senate has. Senator Reed, Speaker Reed.
So my suggestion is you're doing the second reading right now. If you want to approve it, you just say move to approve the second reading.
Okay, that's all I'm from, so I move to approve the second reading.
It's been moved and seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, we have the second reading. Are there any changes that that need to be made to this resolution? Hearing none, do we have a motion on the floor to go off and approve it as read? Senator Andrews. Can you scroll it down a little bit more?
It already opens up discussion. As soon as you hit that item, the discussion is open.
Am I doing something wrong? Or is it just open to interpretation?
All I know is there was a motion to approve what we have on the table right now.
Okay.
That's what we have on the table, so the question is whether to approve this resolution, yes or no.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate your input. So with that, do we have any discussion on the approval of the resolution as it's read? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of approving Resolution F14-2 as read, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Senator Borges and then Senator Huerta Soto. Any abstentions? Senator Galindo, Senator Valencia Baez, and then Senator Manriquez and Senator Vice President Mendez. That still passes. Yeah, it still passes. All right, congratulations. Resolution F14-2 has passed, and we'll move it over to Facilities Council so they can evaluate this and hopefully get it down the chain. Congratulations. Now we'll move down to consent calendar. We have nothing business. Consideration and possible action under executive cram night. So, ladies and gentlemen, open up your calendars. December 4th is our cram night for the fall semester of 2014. The times are, you want to take this over?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
So, as a body, we would get there by 6 o'clock to set up. The event starts at 8 and it goes from 8 to midnight. We already have 20 professors that RSVP'd, and last year we got 45 professors, so hopefully this year we'll get even more. This year we're opening it up in tech ed, we're going to have it in child development, in the photography building, and in this building. So we're going to need a lot of people running from building to make sure everything's okay. There will be an official sign-up list sent out
Yeah.
by next Friday to sign up for the shifts, and hopefully everyone can do one shift.
Actually, this is going to be a required event. So make sure that at the very minimum you can sign up for at least a half an hour to an hour time slot. The manpower that's required for this is impressive. If you guys have been here with us from previous years, or if you've even gone off and benefited from the event in previous years, you guys know that it's grown tremendously to the point where, all right, December 4th, which is the Thursday before the finals week, and we have to be there at 6 in the MSR to go off and get everything set up. Remember, it's a required event, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. And then now we'll move on. Anything else? Okay. We'll move on to item 2, the AIR deadline. Just wanted to go off and put this on here so that way, it was vetted through everybody and that it was reflected in the minutes. I stated it at the last meeting. The AIR deadline, the way it's been since the beginning of this term and the way it's going to continue on for the spring semester, it's going to be the Monday of our Senate meeting at noon. So, for example, this week, the deadline was what was the Monday? The 12th?
Monday was the 17th.
The 17th. So the deadline for this Senate meeting to go off and put ARRs in and have them reflected in this week's agenda would have been Monday the 17th by noon. And likewise, can you pop up the calendar for December 5th? So it's going to be December 1st. Okay, so the deadline for the AAR following that Monday noon deadline of that week of the Senate meeting would be December 1st by noon. And of course, any of the ones that missed the deadline for this previous one would also be reflected on that December 5th agenda. Are there any questions? All right, hearing none, thank you for that. We'll move on to item 3, the Berry Hill plaque. You want to speak on this, or are you good?
So I went to an event with one of the Board of Trustee members to the Berry Hills, and they came up to us. I guess the Berry Hills were very influential in getting West Campus for us, and I believe they got it for $1, they said. That they were able to bargain to get it for $1, and they've never gotten recognition from it, and they were wondering if we could do a plaque, a bench, or something for his father, since he did work really hard and he supported MJC and MJC students. So that's why I asked for it to be a discussion item to see if we could actually do something. And Trustee DiMartini wanted to be here, but she's at a conference right now with her husband.
So essentially, just to go off and reiterate the message, pretty much take an aerial view of West Campus, the whole property. The family member of Tom Berryhill, back in the day when he was in office, actually managed to secure, I don't even know, how many acres do we have here? Do you know?
No, I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay. The whole West Campus, if you can imagine, from Carpenter/Plugum all the way back towards right before we have the continuation school, he managed to go off and get this whole property for $1. I'm not sure about you guys, but that's pretty impressive. And without his work, we essentially possibly could not have West Campus and all the nice amenities that we have on board right now. So wanted to bring this before you guys and wanted to see if you guys are interested in actually pursuing this and recognizing such an influential person, somebody who, quite frankly, by show of hands, how many of you guys knew that before today? Show of hands means raise your hand if you knew that. All right. Man, you guys are really knowledgeable. I believe it's something that the rest of the student body should be aware of, especially since it's such an influential thing. So are you guys interested in doing that? And if so, I'll entertain a motion. Speaker Reed.
I just want to know, where's it going to be placed?
It's part of the discussion. This is just going off and opening up the discussion, and then we'll go forward with evaluating the plan and also the funding and the location. Secretary Keith.
I asked this to be on the agenda because I didn't want to just order a plaque or just say, hey, we're going to order a plaque without asking you guys first to see if you guys like it.
Like always, we want to be as transparent and as transparent as possible. I think I saw a hand. No? Yes? Okay. Senator Manriquez.
So I have one quick question: is where are we moving then for the plaque to be placed?
No, to go off and just say that we're interested in pursuing this. That would be my recommendation, but it's up to you guys.
I don't think we need a motion for it.
We don't need a motion?
To refer this to a committee to look into, then that would be one thing.
Do you have a committee in mind you want this in?
Executive council.
If we can have a motion for it to be placed on executive council, or refer to executive council, Senator Galindo, and then yes. Oh, Advisor Irvin.
I was just going to say just a little more history, because this is, I believe he negotiated that with the military. I think this was the whole military.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. I have great support staff to my left here, and West Campus actually is composed of a total of 167.1 acres. So if you go off and you do the math, it's like half of a cent on the dollar for the acre. So that's pretty impressive. Thank you. Senator Galindo.
Yeah, is there any way we can do a bench over a plaque due to, people sitting on the floor everywhere?
Yeah.
I think a bench would be a lot more beneficial than a flag.
Yeah, we can definitely look into that. Senator Borges.
I move to refer this matter to the Executive Council.
With that, do we have a second? Moved and seconded. All in favor of referring the Berry Hill discussion item, plaque, bench?
For discussion.
Oh, do we have discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of referring item 3 under executive, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? Hearing none, it's been referred over to the Executive Council. We'll move on to item 2, legislation, General Assembly debrief. So, for those of you who didn't know, we went off and actually attended General Assembly this last weekend. We left here Thursday and actually came back Sunday by 10 or 11 o'clock. It was, generally speaking, it was a really good event. I personally learned a lot, but by now we'll go off and open up the floor to discussion for all the different members who attended, and so they can hopefully share their experiences. Any volunteers? Senator Tingley.
So I feel like the resolutions,
Mhm.
it was really fun because I learned a lot about different things that could impact students in a community college level. So
Mhm.
it's really informative education. And
Perfect.
I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it?
As well, networking.
All right. Do we have any other people that would like to share?
Hi guys, my name is William Tumlin. I'm the ICC rep for the BSU. I'm also the ICC deputy speaker. I'm also the Central East Regional Chair for the Black Caucus. And so what I learned and took away from this is that we was able to go to different areas of breakout sessions. One of them would be conflict of interest, the other one was about finance. And also learn about how we can work with other students, other colleges, and be able to be partnership with those students and learn things from them. We also learned through the Be at the Black Caucus that we're having a conference, which is coming up in February, which is February the 13th and through the 15th, 2015. And this is going to be in Oakland. The host school is going to be Merritt College. And so what we're doing is trying to make sure we get our school students here on campus here to go out to those schools. And also have those other schools in Region 5 attend this conference. So that's basically what we're doing as part of a special interest group that we have on campus here.
Thank you.
And it was really nice. We learned to socialize with each other and get along with each other.
Thank you. Do we have any other people that would like to share from the breakouts? Yes.
I'm gonna start with the band. This trip I didn't know what to expect. I didn't want to complain it because it's free, but I did notice a lot of division. I did notice a lot of miscommunication. I saw a lot of people were more engaged into their personal opinions rather than the points of the students. But I'm not gonna go into detail with that. Just my opinion on what I experienced. I'm an observer. I observe a lot of that stuff. But I'm just gonna go on with the good now. With the good, I got to say I got a lot of it because I learned a lot of it, the basic, commercial procedures. I went to these interest groups. I attended the Black Caucus. I attended the Latino Caucus. I also got connected with the president of BSU from Santa Rosa College. He wants to connect on something. I also got elected to represent Region 5 for the Latino Caucus, which took me by surprise, but it did mention a lot about how our people of color go through a lot And I did mention that my purpose was to better ourselves, be more like role models, have more opportunities for people of color. And other than that, it was good. I got to bond with some of the members I went, and I really, really happy.
Thank you. Do you have anybody else that would like to report out?
Sure. My name's Duncan. I'm an ICC rep for the History Colloquial Society. You know, I'm definitely new to student government, so this opportunity was, it got me immersed in the whole experience and learning about parliamentary procedure and legislation and, you know, just the higher, the next higher form of government that makes decisions for all community colleges, not just ours. You know, there's representatives from every, almost every campus there. You know, so it was just it was definitely a huge opportunity. I think a huge learning experience for me, and really getting to see more of my peers. You know, outside of the office, outside of school, and you know, building new relationships, not just with them, but with you know, more people within the community as a whole. So.
Thank you. Any last minute reports? No? Oh, Senator Speaker Reed.
Awesome. So I didn't actually attend with you guys. I attended as a regional senator, so I got to see the other aspect of it. I didn't actually attend any breakouts, but I am glad that you guys did go. It sounds like you guys learned a lot. I still think that there's a lot more to learn. The General Assembly as a whole, to me, was, well, because I saw it from a different view, was slightly dysfunctional, but I'm glad that you guys didn't think so. Hopefully you guys go again in spring. It's supposed to be a lot different and it's a lot closer. It's going to be in Sacramento, I believe. So yeah, congratulations for going to your first General Assembly.
Thank you. Vice President Rao.
In all fairness, it wasn't my first rodeo, but I did notice that it wasn't as organized as the past General Assemblies has been in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I was comparing it to all the other ones that I went to.
Mm-hmm.
I went to 3 breakout sessions. Unfortunately, only one of them was really informative.
Mm-hmm.
The other one basically was pushing its website.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one, Victor Costa started talking, and I just basically can't take notes when he talks because I'm so caught up in it. I do want to thank Asia and Kyle for looking out for me at the GA. Kyle was always there when I couldn't get out of those chairs. And he was always there for me to help me in just about everything. And Asia made sure he wasn't eating anything that I was allergic to. So I appreciate both of them a lot.
Thank you.
And the van ride up and back was definitely interesting. And she's not as shy as you all think she is.
Without a doubt. Thank you for sharing. Do we have any last minute report outs? Advisor Irvin.
I'm kind of, like I said, I enjoy myself too as an advisor. I'm kind of piggyback on Asia because there were some things that I got from other advisors, and then also the alcohol poisoning incident from the student from another campus. So those are unfortunate circumstances and things that have happened. But you know, we need to know about them because they happen. And I'm just very proud that that didn't happen among our contingency of students that went to the GA conference, that they displayed a level of respect and leadership for the policy and procedures of not only MJC, but the General Assembly as well, and not violating any of the policy and procedures. So I just want to make that note because that did happen there, and the student happened to be on the 10th floor.
Thank you. So one of the things that I personally learned from this this conference, and I'm really excited to hopefully implement this come the next semester. You guys know how slow we can be with our paperwork, is electronic voting. So as this conference is a statewide conference with 100+ colleges that we have there. We actually had 81 there present, and if you think running a meeting with 25, 26 people is tough, imagine with a room full of 81 people and each school taking on average 5 to 6 people. That it could have been a hassle nonetheless. But they implemented something really cool that caught my attention, which was little clickers. And they went off and they ran everything through a PowerPoint on a separate projector. And the minute they wanted to go off and take a vote, they had, press button 1, press button 2, and press button 3. And each one would actually go off. Once you closed out the voting session, it would tabulate all of the votes from the people that went off and voted. And it gave you a percentage and then the actual number of the ayes, the nays, and the abstentions. So hopefully, in an effort to conserve some time, we'll hopefully see that on the next agenda or in one of the following agendas and have that implemented during the spring semester so we can make things move a little faster, especially when we have divisions called and we have to break down the math because we have MJC math here and it can go off and be a little complicated. But overall, it was a really good conference. We learned a lot and a little disappointed with some of the last-minute cancellations. But again, this next round for the conferences that we attend, we'll make sure to go off and address that appropriately. With that, we'll move on to item C, finance. Item 1, not to exceed $13,000 for the 27th Annual African American Education Conference out of 71 Cultural Diversity. We have a PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, we're getting that right now?
Yeah. So just a brief background. I believe you're going to be speaking on this. This is an AR submitted by our program specialist, John Griffin. He can't make it, unfortunately, but this is his PowerPoint. Advisor John Irving is going to be speaking on behalf of it, and then afterwards we'll start going through the motions of this.
Okay. Like I said, this is the African American Education Conference. It's been going on here at MJC. I've been involved in it for 15 years, even before I started here and teaching here. I was part of the committee from the community that organized the conference on campus. So I'm very familiar with the aims and the goals of the conference, which is geared toward junior high school and high school age students. And although it says African American Educational Conference, we always get a number of students who are not African American to come to the conference as well, because there's also an opportunity for other students to see some of the things that the community and MJC does in terms with outreach and trying to let the community know and students know what MJC has here for them. One of the things John has on the PowerPoint is despair with our youth, talking about poverty, drugs, gangs, and broken families, which are all too common with many families, not just African American. Dropout rate for African American students in Modesto, 32%, Latino 28.3%, white 18.7%. So we are disproportionately represented when it comes to dropout rates and in terms of education. So this is an opportunity for the associated students at MJC to offer opportunities, help, and to help students achieve. African American Educational Conference brings opportunities for black youth in the form of counseling, financial aid, interpersonal skills, technical education, job readiness, first year experience, planned parenthood outreach forums, black male academic and scholastic academy outreach. So it provides, they get immersed in a lot of opportunities. And also we've done summits here. Last year, before we had a summit, and a friend of mine who works for President Obama, I brought him out here to host a fatherhood forum. He is the lead on President Obama's fatherhood initiative through the White House. And so he came out here and he did a summit during this educational conference. And not only he was a keynote speaker, And then he held a fatherhood summit in order to gain and invited fathers from the community to come out and attend the forum. And the fathers are significant other males in the youth to come to that summit as well. And he also spoke to the BSU as well. He went to the BSU meeting and spoke to the BSU as well. So, need your help. ASMJC has always come through for years on this conference. They support both the Hispanic Education Conference and the African American Education Conference. And so they're both doing some wonderful things. Here's the cost of the conference, kind of a breakdown there. What they do in outreach to the conference. And so he has on there shoot for the stars. The sky is the limit. Dreams have no boundaries. References. And that does it.
Perfect. Thank you. So, this is a conference along with the Hispanic Ed Conference that we go off and hold on an annual basis during the spring semesters. It's just a really good opportunity to go off and have a bridge between our community and any population that might need our help. Similar to the the Young Women in Leadership Conference? Yeah. All these conferences go off and have deep impacts in the lives of the students in our community, impacts that we may not always see within a semester or two, but they go off and they have a lasting effect on the people that we go off and we serve, and hopefully we remember that we go off and we're supposed to be here to better our community, and hopefully we go off and have those people, instead of being statistics for dropouts, we have them convert them over to statistics for high school graduates and eventual college graduates. So with that, yes.
You guys, I'd like to piggyback off of what Advisor Urban said. We've had this event last year, and the BSU was up front and center with this. But these students that he's talking about has been those students that are in school right now. They're freshmen in college, some of them. If we look at it as they grow and they go from level to level and they start coming to college, we see those same students, and those students are telling us, thank you for the opportunity you gave us, but we can come in and see what college is really about, so we can have some direction, some direction and some options in when we come to college, where we should go and what we should be doing. Now, what we plan on doing this year is something a little bit different. We're supposed to add something to it, some freshness to it. I've taken it upon myself and asked the Dean of Agricultural, could we give them a tour of the ag department or the ag area so they can see a difference and have some options. And so when they come to college, they can say, well, I just have to be just part of vocational or just a regular my regular studies. I have an option and another avenue that I can go and learn something different. So this year we're trying to make it a lot more exciting to these students. We see these students coming in well prepared. We're well prepared that they're willing to want to come out and grab for an apple or grab for something for education. So basically what Advisor Urban and Advisor Griffin is trying to say is this conference is always needed. It's always needed for growth, and we see the growth in these students. We see the growth in these children coming up, and that's what we're here for, to mentor and to also help them get a better education like we're doing for ourselves.
Thank you. Do we have a motion on the table, on the floor?
I move to approve not to exceed $13,000 for the 27th Annual African American Education Conference at 171 Cultural Diversity.
Been moved and seconded. Do we have any discussion on this item? Senator Andrews.
Finance did send a positive recommendation for this, and also when it first came before Finance, they were asking for $10,000. But being the nature of the conference and all that, we decided to.
I can't hear you
Oh,
at
sorry.
all right now. Sorry.
Finance had a positive recommendation for this, and when it originally came before the Finance Committee, it was originally asking for $10,000. But with the nature of the conference and different situations, as a committee, we agreed that it would be best to go for the $13,000.
Thank you. And just to reiterate, it does have a positive recommendation from the Finance Committee. Do we have any more discussion on this item? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of approving item 1 under Finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? With that, item 1 passes. Congratulations. Now we'll move on to item 2, not to exceed $600 for Arrowhead water collection dues out of 71 office supplies. So for the...
Can I elaborate on this?
Yeah, go for it.
Basically, I know we've had issues with the water in the office. It's been like one of the main questions, and believe me, I think the same thing, so I don't like the water from the fountain, but whatever. So we've been approving money for the consent calendar to pay it off. However, because we were sent to collections, the payments weren't being accepted, so it's kind of, the issue is kind of, you know, how we do paperwork and then we send it up and they take care of it there and we kind of lose track of it sometimes. So none of those payments were taken. So they just sent us this letter. I don't know if we had,
Yeah,
I saw this projector a couple moments ago. They basically sent us that. It's from the collections agency. And they're basically saying if we can pay off the exact numbers on there somewhere. Where's it at?
No, we're good.
50531. If we pay that off, then we'll be good. We'll be taken out of collections, and we can get back onto the regular schedule, paying Arrowhead directly and getting water again. That's really kind of the gist of it. But just to be clear, the payments that we had been approving were not being made, so it's not like we've been paying money, not getting water, and now we got to pay twice.
Thank you. Advisor Urban?
Yeah, when was this backdated for? Because I know I talked to somebody earlier and they said this has been going on since March. Last March.
The back payment?
Yes.
Well, we haven't gotten any water since.
No, they said they said but it stopped. I guess they've been trying to collect it.
Yeah, since March. Yeah, so it's been a while, and every attempt we've made has not been successful. So we're hoping this will be the into it, and then we can get back to being customers in good standing and making our monthly payments correctly.
Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none, Senator Razo?
Yeah, I was like, so why do we need water for that? Seriously. How many people really drink water now?
As of right now, since we haven't had water, I can tell you none, unless they've been going to the faucet or to the water fountain. But we can definitely reevaluate if we want to go off and continue with this contract and have water as it is right now. Does that answer your question? Okay. Senator Dana.
I was going to ask about bottled waters.
Yes.
Bottled waters can be stored, and if that would be more, it would be less expensive, and without going into collections, if the funds weren't available, then there would just be none to avoid that in the future.
Yeah. We can look into that. I can tell you that we're currently working, and once it gets out of operations, upgrading our water fountains around campus so that they can be retrofitted and have a water bottle dispensary refill sections on it, similar to what they have at the CSUs and UCs. So that could possibly fit into what you're recommending. Speaker Reed.
Okay, so I know with this company that not only do they bring that giant jug of water, but they also do provide I think a few pallets of water, bottled water, but I don't think that it would be feasible, I guess would be the word I want to use, to just buy a bunch of water because we have very little storage space as it is.
We can look into it. Vice President Mendez.
The other thing I forgot I was going to mention, as I talked with Jerry Vargas, obviously too, her and I were saying if we can get this all paid off and taken care of, we'd also like to reevaluate where we are getting our water from. I know at my house, a handful of other people in Jerry's same service, I'm blanking on the name now, but the way their billing works is if you don't pay your bill, you pay your bill, you get water that month. If you don't pay it, you just don't get water. So we wouldn't run into an issue like this again where they're saying we delivered water to you for 4 months without payment. We also think it might be a little more economically stable to switch to a different place. So we are going to look into that as well. By paying this, it doesn't mean that we're continuing our contract. It just means we're ending the debt that we owe. Essentially, this is the debt that needs to be paid.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. We need a motion. Do we have Senator Alvarado?
I move to approve item 2 under finance.
Moved in second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of approving item 2 under finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? With that, the motion carries. Now we'll move on to item 3, not to exceed $15,000 for deferred action workshops, Senator project out of 71 special projects. This is a Senator project. With that, I'll defer the floor to Senator Razo. And then if you can scroll down.
California Green Act workshop actually. This is an event that I want to do for all undocumented students because the reason is we're trying to help everybody want to go to school. These people do want to go to school. And I want to show them that opportunity to go to college. Once they graduate high school, they don't have the correct information on the opportunity to have some college and college. And I want to go around the area and pretty much make 2 workshops in the same day. It's one of them is with Barbara St. Urban, and she pretty much explains the California Dream Act law and how they can come here just paying regular fees as regular people. This only goes for people that have been here since they were children and graduated high school and are able to attend college. That's the subject breakdown pretty much. Any questions?
I saw hands.
Awesome. So, did you just say that it's only going to be available for some people?
It's only available for undocumented students that graduated high school or are going to graduate high school.
And that's it? So nobody else? I'm just asking if it's going to be open to the public like most of our events are.
Hold on. Let's debate across the table.
Refer everything to the chair.
Refer everything to the chair, and then what I believe what you're trying to go off and say is that the Deferred Action Program benefits addresses people who come from an undocumented background, but the event, like all the events that we go off and we host, are open to the public, both MJC community and the community at large. With that, do you have anything else to say? Do we have a motion on the floor? Oh, recommendation from finance.
The finance committee had recommended a do pass on this.
Thank you. So it has a positive recommendation. Do we have a motion on the floor? Senator Alvarado?
To approve item 3 on the finance.
Moved and seconded. Do we have any discussion on this item now? Going once. Senator
It'll be
Huerta
open,
Soto.
everybody. Where will it be held at? Do you have the places yet?
Yeah,
or-
it will be all on the side on January 31st.
Speaker Reed?
How is the registration going to work? Is it going to be first come, first serve? Is it going to be online? Because I see that you have portfolios and 75 t-shirts. Is that just going to be whoever comes first or who actually is registered for the conference?
We can
So-
see 75 t-shirts that say materials needed for volunteers during COVID. And the portfolios, those are going to be given to students who want to register for MJC.
Do we have any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll move this to a vote. All in favor of approving... There was a what?
There was a question.
Where?
I don't think that my question got answered. How's the registration program?
It's going to be similar to the Future Women's and Leadership Conference.
So online?
Yes. Do we have any other questions? Discussion? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of approving item 3 under finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? Is that a hand? Okay. Vice President Westbrook. With that, motion item 3 passes. Congratulations. Now we'll move on to item 4, not to exceed $320 for live broadcasting capture card equipment out of 71 line item 71 equipment. Do we have the
Yeah,
invoice?
so quick thing on this one. This one should really be grouped into the next one below it. That's just confusion on the ARs that I sent in. Actually, if we just eliminate this one, just go to the next one, I believe that one will be the correct correct one. So
Just
on the agenda, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's strike number 4 out and just go straight to 5.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Are there any objections to striking out item 4 under finance out of the agenda? Hearing none, that's been stricken out, and we'll move on to item 5, not to exceed $1,000 for broadcasting equipment out of line item 71 equipment.
Yes, we are grabbing the our invoice up now. So, as you can see, we are with Jake, take over. Okay, so as you can see, we are currently doing stuff right now. And we are live right now. And this will be recorded after the meeting. I'm just talking about that right now. So if you go to our YouTube page, ASMJC Productions, you can see what we've been doing there. So far, we've done 11 live events. That's just a little update for right now. There's Jake who's about to drop it in there, which he can do. Anyway, so back to this. So the items that are on this thing, this is what everything above the thing that says on order is stuff that I went and got through the company Westburg Farms. If you scroll up, you can see the company. Scroll up, don't go.
I just clicked.
Oh no! Here, exit that. We're working with our text stuff. So, if you want me to, I can run down each item. Do I see anyone wanting me to do that? Okay. Basically, now we go back down. Great job, Jake. Basically, the Xfinity internet charges, we had a different thing approved for that. We've had some trouble at the soccer field because the YCCD doesn't work there, which is super fun, as well as it doesn't work at the football field. So, had some difficulty with that. The headset cords, these nice looking headsets that me and Jake are wearing today, they didn't come with cords because I don't know why. And the top 2 things, the capture cards, those were items that I got because another item did not work, and those items are being returned. So, yes, I believe that is pretty much all of it. The on-order things, this is something where we might want to adjust the amount here to be the amount that is on the bottom right of our screen. That is just for software, so I can do stuff because this is off of my desktop, which is underneath our table, which we use for our live streaming. And currently I don't have Office on there, and I don't have any Adobe software, which makes it pretty hard to edit anything. So that is something, and this all is really still coming out of the $15,000 that we approved back in August. Believe it or not, we've spent $12,100, and this is basically to get now that we've got it all and I've had time to work with it. This is what the next step we need to improve our events. Questions?
Speaker read.
So you need the Adobe software and stuff?
Yes.
And that's your personal?
No, this is the desktop, which is below here. I have my Adobe stuff, but I need Adobe on the desktop.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not Adobe or Office for me. This is for the desktop, which is owned by ASMJC.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay.
All right. So first of all, I have the difference in the sum here.
Yeah.
And then, but Senator Borges.
Yeah.
Mr. Westberg.
Yes.
So you would like us to make it? Would you say not to exceed $1,300 would be the best?
Sure, we can go with that. Yeah.
So can I make a motion?
Can we amend it since it's a special agenda?
Sure, we just approve the
Why?
2. You can't add money
So it doesn't-
to the
So this is just still coming out of the $15,000 that we already approved?
Yes, this is still coming out of the $15,000 we approved. It's just going to a different vendor. It's going instead of going to B&H.
Oh, so really you just want to change the vendor? That makes sense.
Yes, I
Gotcha.
really just want to change the vendor because this is already money that we've approved to spend. But the difference is through B&H, it took me 2.5 months to get my equipment. This is stuff that I already have, so it's more of a bill to us, except for the things that are on order.
Senator Andrews.
So, if we're trying to figure out how to get the reimbursement back, couldn't you just keep the 2 items and block approve both?
That's what.
Not a reimbursement. This is a payment to us.
I mean, not necessarily reimbursement. My apologies for using the wrong word, but approve both items 4 and 5 as a block approve, and then that way it'll still be more.
Yeah, it'll be the right amount.
That item. And just
Would that cover?
That would, yeah, that would.
That would still work out?
Yeah.
So, move to, speaker read.
You guys did strike out the item.
We can move to reconsider.
Do we have a move to reconsider? And it has to be someone who voted in the affirmative for that. Everybody did?
Yeah.
All right, move to reconsider. Do I have a motion on the floor to move to reconsider? Do we have a second?
Who made that motion?
Senator Andrews.
Okay.
And then it's been seconded. With that, discussion to move to reconsider. This would essentially go off and we would put back on the table, we would go back and vote on, is it vote on the reconsider or vote on the striking out or bring back the item?
You bring back the item
Vote
altogether.
on the reconsider, and then you'll bring back the item and re-vote on the
Okay,
item.
so if we vote yes for the reconsider, we would essentially be bringing back item 4 instead of striking it out. Does that make sense? All right, so any discussion on this, on the move to reconsider? Hearing none, we'll move this to a vote. All in favor of reconsidering item 4, which is not to exceed $320 for live broadcasting equipment, capture card expenditure out of 71 equipment, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? All right, with that, we've moved to reconsider. Now we'll go back to item 4. Vice President Mendez.
I move to block approve items 4 and 5 under finance.
Moved and seconded. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move this to a vote. All in favor of block approving item 4 and 5 under finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? With that, items 4 and 5 have been approved. Now we'll move on to item 6, not to exceed $5,000 for 7% administrative fees out of 71 reserves. If you can scroll down a little bit. What's the recommendation from the Finance Committee?
They recommended do not pass unless there's an administrator here to make a presentation on what the fees are going towards.
Okay.
But just a little further clarification, we did hit on this earlier in the year, very beginning. We can attempt to get an administrator to come out, but essentially what this is just covering, if I'm not mistaken from what I've looked into it, is when we submit POs, they go to myself, and myself or Luis has to sign them, and they go to John Irvin, and they go up to like Jerry Vargas, and things get taken care of up there. Essentially, this is just to cover, the cost to have not necessarily their salaries, but what it takes to allow those positions to function correctly and efficiently.
Thank you. Essentially, what's going on with this, and to augment onto this, we're moving from being charged a one-time fee at the end of the year to being charged a quarterly fee reflected on the dates from July all the way out to September, if I'm not mistaken. So those are the 7% reflects the amount of money we went off and spent during that quarter. Senator Andrews.
So are they now going to be charging us 7% per quarter?
That's one of the questions I would like to go off and ask them once we have a representative here. Really quickly, do we have a motion on the floor? Yes.
Yeah, and you have to debate it. You can't keep putting this off like this. Yeah, you can have them come and make a presentation, but this is a 7% annual, and I guess they're breaking it up into a quarterly section. But it's going way too far, in terms of doing it. It's not like it's not a expenditure. You have every right to know, you want the breakdown of where it goes. But invite them, send them an email, invite them to the meeting to explain it. But pay your bills. I mean, that's the bottom line. You got to pay your bills.
All right. I see the hands, but do I have a motion on the floor? Vice President Mendez.
I move to approve item 6 under finance.
Second.
Moved in second. Discussion. Hands. Senator Manriquez and then Reed.
What exactly is this that we're paying for? Because I don't know exactly what this is.
Yeah, Vice President Mendez.
It's basically, it's just to cover everything. So basically, when we ship any paperwork off and it goes up to like Gregos, to Jerry Vargas, all those, the names we hear floating around, but we don't get to see them a lot. Just basically the expenses for them, whether that's, whatever that may be. I mean, we could possibly get a breakdown, but I don't know if they can necessarily say exactly where.
There is a breakdown actually if you scroll down.
Oh, exactly where it's going to be perfect. Yeah.
That reflects all the expenditures we've done out of those accounts.
So basically, yeah, it shows what we've done on those accounts, and so where the money's going to be going is what's needed to keep those offices, those people working. You know, whether it's supplies. I don't know exactly what they're using it for, but basically, it needs to be used for those administrators to continue their jobs, so we can keep doing ours.
Yeah, we have Speaker Reed.
Alright, so if they're going to break it down quarterly, then it's going to be $5,000 each quarter. It's only 7% annually. I sit on a bunch of shared governments at the state level. It's actually their right to take 7% of all student governments in California's. And well, I'm glad you guys approved it, because either way they can take it out without your guys' approval, because it's their right. What Vice President Mendez said is pretty much true. It helps for them to run. It also pays for some of the salary as well, but congratulations. Hopefully you guys all vote to approve it, because either way, you're going to give them the money.
Advisor Irvin.
Just one more. Speaker Reed is right. And also, it goes to manage your accounts. All of your money, somebody's managing that. So that's an administrative fee to do that. Actually, it's a pretty reasonable.
Very.
I've seen them up to 15%. Double that.
So
just be cognizant of it. You guys have a lot of financial resources, and that's the administrative fee to administrate all of it.
Thank you. Secretary Keith, I have you next on the line.
I would like to make a recommendation that the advisor, the president, and the vice president of finance looks into years past and how much we paid, because I remember in Sabo administration, this only came up once. And then in last year's administration, it only came up twice. It's coming up more frequently each year we go on.
Yeah, you're next on the list.
So yeah, but just kind of touching on that too. I think that this quarterly thing is kind of nice, because it's the same amount either way, whether you pay 7% at the end or 7% per quarter or per day or week. It doesn't matter. It's all the same in the end. And this just kind of allows us to budget a little more soundly, I think, to have it taken out each quarter rather than the end of the year. So I like the idea of looking into it, but as long as it's a quarterly thing, from a finance aspect, I think it's great.
Yeah, we can definitely look into how much we've paid historically. Senator Raza.
I just want to say, I was in the finance committee, and the reason I didn't want to do it because I did not see this. Every time this comes up in the last year as well, when I was senator for a couple of months, they kept saying just 7%, but no one really said what. And just because there are big people at the top of the chain, we just not even get the money.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that. That's why I feel like we should always see it out there and use it for, because it could be like the Mexican government and the determiners that to be honest.
Thank you. And I can definitely say, I recognize the hand, I can definitely say that as we've moved forward, we have better relationships with the business office. That might not be the interpretation that everybody has, but from years past going on to what we actually have here with an itemized budget breakdown of what we spent out of those accounts, it's better from what we've had in years past. So thank you for bringing that up. Senator Manriquez. Moved and seconded. Are there any objections to moving to the previous question? Hearing none, we'll move to the previous question. All in favor of approving item 4 under finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? Senator Andrews. With that, the motion carries. Congratulations. We'll move on to item. You know what? I said item 4, but I meant under item 6. I'm sorry. And then we'll move on to item 7, not to exceed $350 to Respiratory Care Club out of 71 ASMJC Presents. You want to speak on this? Or?
I'm the representative to speak on this.
Oh, there you go. Executive Secretary Keith.
So the paperwork was submitted a while ago to get their club account, and they still have knock on their club account, and they've been in the office 2 or 3 times a week trying to figure this out over and over again. And I don't think it's fair not to have the pinning ceremony for their story therapist because of the mix-up in their club account. So I asked them to submit an AIR so we could have this on the agenda. It's basically just so they could have a nice dinner and a nice reception so they could get their lungs pinned on them.
It's their version of their graduation ceremony, considering that each program, particularly once you go into tech ed or vocational education, their education programs or trainings don't always match up with the traditional calendar or academic year. What ends up happening is that they go off and they have their own graduation ceremony, usually distinct from the walking the stage that the school hosts on the football field. Tech Ed does a similar thing. Respiratory care goes off and does it, as Secretary Keith mentioned. With that, do we have a motion on the floor? Senator Andrews. Oh, Senator Valencia Baez.
I move to approve item number 7 on the finance.
Do we have a second? Been moved and seconded. We'll move it to discussion. Do we have any discussion? Oh, what was the recommendation for finance?
To pass.
Yeah.
Thank you. With that, do we have any more discussion? Hearing none, we'll move it to a vote. All in favor of approving item 7 under finance, please say aye.
Aye.
Any objections? Any abstentions? With that, the motion carries. We'll move on through our agenda. We have nothing under operations, nothing under activities, communications, nor interclub. Do we have anything under interclub that you want to go off
yeah.
in the last minute?
Okay, so the Interclub Council met this Tuesday. It was recommended to me to address the body to please schedule standard meeting times for standing committees. I know we're at the end of the semester, but hopefully all of you guys already have your schedules. I know that some people get like December 18th, you get to register. Sorry for that. But a lot of clubs don't want to sit on your guys' committees because you guys fluctuate so much, and then they come to campus and then you guys either don't have a quorum or something was wrong and you guys don't hold the meeting. Also, they want to have agendas and minutes. On our, what's it called, agendas, you guys, we do have under special orders to review the student senate agenda and minutes, like it says in our standing orders to do. And you guys haven't had minutes out in about like a month and a half. At least I wasn't emailed them. I checked the website many times. They just got updated yesterday, I believe. I checked that too. I saw
Everything's
that.
up to date.
Yeah, since yesterday. And there was another thing. There was, where is it? Oh yeah, there was a motion to make a meeting. There was a motion for me to address the council to have a both ICC meeting and Senate meeting at the same exact time, because we want, a lot of members of the ICC want to address the student senate on issues that they're having, and if you guys have issues with the ICC, to address the ICC, because there's a lot of miscommunication.
To seek clarification, like a meeting, like a get-together slash
in-
like potluck, or like to conduct official business?
Conduct official business.
I can definitely see how that works out. I do offhand see a bit of a time conflict, because I'm believing your articles of incorporation. It says that your meetings are held every alternating Tuesday from 2:15, and I'm not exactly sure if we can meet quorum for Tuesdays at 2:15, considering that's prime time for classes, but we can look into that. Yes.
It's not going to be on our meetings. We'll still have our regular meetings. We are looking forward to just attending maybe one of your guys' meetings, or make it as a whole, as in like quorum counts for both bodies. So, I mean, if you guys want to send out a doodle poll to do this, I could send out a doodle poll with my committee as well, and we can do it that way. We're not asking you guys to come to our meetings on Tuesdays. We're
Okay.
asking for myself and your guys' president to schedule a meeting between the ICC and the Student Senate.
Okay. Vice President Mendes.
Just like make a recommendation. I like the idea of getting everyone together. It's the idea, but maybe if we could get an AIR to approve the idea, and then within that, so because I mean, I would imagine you'd have to approve having a joint meeting. I would just imagine, or if you don't want to do that, if you say it's already good anyways, I don't know all the bylaws by heart, so you know, but I would think it would need to go to legislation just to figure out, or maybe you guys just figure out who would chair the meeting. How does voting work? Are you allowed to bring them all together? I would just be curious to know that. Maybe that is a dumb question, and maybe they do these all the time, but just a little curious.
Yeah, there are a lot of, this is somewhat of an unprecedented event, and then we'd have to go off and hammer those things out. I think that it would probably be a little bit better to go off and have like a meet and greet social, instead of just going off and having a meeting to go off and conduct official business, just because of the logistics of it, but we can evaluate that. Advisor Urban.
say, maybe just make it an informal
Yeah.
meeting to, I don't know, because Vice President Mendez said the law, the governance behind that is not clearly defined exactly what to be done. It's an official meeting
Yeah.
of the two bodies, so that's another consideration.
Okay. Thank you. Speaker Reed.
So the ICC did specifically say that they did not want it to be informal. They wanted every member of the Student Senate to be here along with the ICC, because if it's just going to be informal, most of you guys won't show up. That's what they said. So if we can make it a mandatory thing, that'd be awesome.
Okay, thank you. Senator.
We can make it like a mandatory social like meet and greets where everybody should come to hear what they have to say. I'm pretty sure it's some important stuff that they would like to address to us.
Yeah.
So mandatory meet and greet social, some food, whatever it is.
From my experiences, whenever you go off and announce that there's free food, hardly anybody does not show up. So thank you for bringing that up. Senator Manriquez.
I might be wrong, but at the ICC meeting, I think I heard somebody speak up and say that a couple years past, the ICC and the Senate would have regular meetings in order to communicate and have a better transparency between the two bodies. So maybe it'd be good to look into that and see if this was done, how it was done, so we could also do it.
Okay. Secretary Keith.
A little bit of clarification on that. That's when the ICC and the Senate were together and they all counted for quorum and they all voted. So that's how that worked in the past.
We went through a change in our constitutional bylaws and the articles of incorporation between so the governing documents between each respective body. So since then, I think 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, under Kevin, that changed. But we'll still look into the possibilities of holding a joint meeting, maybe to discuss official business or just to get to know each other. Okay. Thank you. Madam Polish. Basically, you guys, the ICC wants to be able to not just hold a meeting with you guys. We're not trying to meet and greet. We're not. We see you guys on a normal basis. What we're trying to do is get some clarity and some resolutions in some of the things that's going on in the school that involves the members of the student body. Since we all represent the student body, so meet and greet is not doing it. Okay. What we need to do is come here and be able to say, these are the things the problems that we're foreseeing, and these are the things we need to come with some clarity and you guys have some resolution on it. I don't see why I do see that what Vice President Mendez was coming at us and saying, well, here's the roadblocks may be part of that. But I don't see why it's going to be so hard for us to say, what can we do to help the ICC come to some solution and some resolution from us? I really don't. Because once you start doing that, we're going to be back to back. School will be over. We'll be in another school year. It'll be a whole new Senate.
Thank you. Vice President Mendez.
I know it's not like an official matter, so we can't make any, or it's not on the agenda, so we can't make any motion or anything, but I kind of like the idea of what, like, John, Advisor Irvin said, like, with Luis being president and Speaker Reed kind of heading the ICC, if you will. Maybe if we did do an informational session that was mandatory for everyone to go to, and, you know, if we gave enough time that, you know, you could put it out to the Senate, and she could put it out to the ICC and say, hey, what are some questions of clarification we need from the Senate? What do we need here? And vice versa. And that way you two could both present, you know, PowerPoint, whatever, how you guys want to do, talk about those issues that have come up. You guys could work together on that, and then we could ask questions during that, just to clarify it. Because, I mean, the point of being separate is the whole bicameral legislation thing. Different objectives, different things, they're supposed to vote separately because that's just how we're supposed to keep checks and balances. But I do like the idea of getting on the same page with one another.
Thank you. We'll look into that, and hopefully the message that will be conveyed to the ICC is that the Senate is all for going off and getting to know our counterpart and having a fruitful relationship so that we can benefit the students as a whole in a better capacity. Do you have any other items to report back from the ICC?
No, I'll wait till communications.
All right, thank you. With that, we'll move on to standing orders, reports, executive reports. Do we have any executives in the room that would like to report out? Vice President Mendez.
Not much, just I know September 19th meeting, I believe it was, and we approved that $10,000 for the author funding for the English department. Just kind of a follow-up, I met with Dimitri Karyotis and then Optimism One, who are working with a few other professors on that, and they really want to just extend a really genuine thank you to the Senate. It really has bridged the gap. The English department thinks like the world of us right now. So I just thought that was kind of cool. I know a lot of times things get like tense in meetings and we all have different things, but the things like that and other things that we're doing, I think that's what we were remembered for this year. He said that we're already an incredibly memorable Senate because of that. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys, that they speak very highly of us, they commend us, and I hope we can continue to do things like that that will truly kind of leave a mark of what this Senate was able to accomplish. So,
Thank you. From the authors that they've brought out here, have they spent some of our money, and if so, how well have they been attended? Do you know?
They've spent a little bit of it. They have had two, now they've had four. There's two more. So this semester, since there was a little bit shorter of time, they brought 4 authors in that did classroom visits and meet and greets. The classroom visits were every student who was supposed to be there was there. In addition, overflow students were allowed to come in and watch. The rooms were all incredibly full. Afterwards, a handful of students, they said, at each one stuck around, talked to the authors for a while. They said it was wildly popular. The next two were even more so because they're a little more publicized. And then they are bringing in, they're talking to a few people. They're homing in, if you will, on, there's 2 guys looking out for the spring semester who are pretty big time and kind of how we'd hoped, because they were junior college and they want to help give back to the community. They're working with prices. And they're hoping in the spring to have some pretty big-time people come, and we can definitely get some live broadcasting going, and I think it's going to be an awesome event. So,
That's great. Thank you. Do we have any other executives? Vice President Rao?
Not really like this stuff, but a lot of it is that I was helping Mercedes with the stuff for the Harvest Festival. I came across one of the coffee pots that still had coffee grounds in it, and it was all moldy. So I couldn't figure out, I couldn't see who had checked it out. So basically somebody checked it out but didn't bother cleaning it out.
Okay.
So a lot of our stuff, if you guys borrow stuff, make sure you sign it out and you gotta make sure that they're really clean.
Okay.
The other thing, I would really like to have a meeting at some point, actually have quorum. I've already spoken to Speaker Reed about finding ICC reps. But since Misael doesn't have his class anymore, he's been making every single one.
Yes.
Of course, my other 2 senators don't have an issue with.
Okay.
A lot. So I don't want to be the bad apple, but I'd like to have at least a meeting, because I got a lot of important stuff coming across my table that needs to be approved before I can take it to facilities.
All right. Thank you. Executive Vice President Westberg.
Yeah, sure. So, as you can see with Christian, if we all look at Christian, our camera, let's pull this over on this. Yo, Jake, hold over. We're working with Jake. We got him going here. So here's what we're actually live right now. And there's our comment stream to our right, where people can comment. So for the next meeting, right now we have 7 people watching. I posted on our Facebook page, and we have a little bit of a delay here. So eventually it'll get to me, and we'll be looking at me. But right now we're on Kathy. So as you can see, our comment section to the right, there we go. We're moving over. Our comment section to the right there, where I've been posting stuff. We've had some audio issues with this broadcast, and there I am talking to Jake. And also, if we open up in a new tab our YouTube channel, which Jake will pull up right now, just down. There we go. This is basically what we've been doing so far. If you just scan down, yesterday we were at women's basketball. That is that event. We have 80 views from that. There's volleyball from that game. The football we did last Saturday. Christian was there. Christian was at most of these events that we do here. Those are all live streamed that are now on YouTube, the full event. If we keep going down, this is everything on our page. If you haven't been here, there's a water rally that Mr. Borges did. And if we keep going down, we see different videos that we've done so far. We're looking to rapidly improve our quality coming up. and get more graphics in. Yeah, and that's our update right now. And we won't have anything else live streaming until next Tuesday, because I'm assuming women's soccer is going to win on Saturday in playoffs. So Tuesday we have that. The next sports events after that would be the men's basketball tournament on December 16th. Still trying to figure out if I can do the concerts here. It says in swag books, John sucks. So let's search that and win eventually. But so let's get back over the other channel, our other tab. We're there. Okay, so basically, yeah. So so please tell your friends, enemies, people at other colleges that this is what we're doing, and it's the ASMJC Productions YouTube page. Very easy to find. Just search ASMJC on in YouTube. And that, oh hey, Tyler's on with us today. Looks great, he says. So please share this. This will be on YouTube immediately following our event once I hit stop streaming. So yes. Any questions about this at all right now? Any questions at all about this? Just because I don't know if we haven't seen this particular part of it yet. So, and we're still working with it. Our audio is a little shaky as of right now. Next meeting we'll have it a lot better. So when you go back and watch it, it'll be better next time.
Perfect.
So, good question.
Senator Roach,
Have we started working on getting someone like full time to do this? Maybe working with a art department, people that are film.
Currently, we don't have a video or film department. That was scrapped in 2011 when that entire program. I don't know who. The thing is, because they don't have anyone there on staff to do it. I don't know if media services would want to do this or spend the time doing this. Right now, the people doing it are me, Christian, as of course. We have a new man, Rick Salas, is on our team now. Jake's on our team partially. And then I have 2 other members that are always at different events. So that's getting full-time people. I don't know, but we're working through it.
Senator Anders.
If I may, in regard to Senator Ortizo's question, if there are like concerts or anything like that that may want to be videotaped or streamed, I could always talk to Dean Sundquist, who is actually my dean, and I don't think there would be a problem with that. I'll keep in touch with him. I'll keep in touch with Vice President Westberg and see what we can work out if they're willing to do that and go from there.
Thank you. Hopefully the goal is to go off and get one of our advisors or support staff members up and running with the technology, so that way when we have a rollover of students, we still have the point of contact, and then of course we still have people from one year going on to the other that are fully trained in this equipment, so it doesn't die. And with it, the $12,000 we spent on this. So, any other executives? No. All right, with that, we'll move on to Senator reports. Who would like to report out? Senator Manriquez?
I was able to get the Federation of Engineers ratified by the ICC, so hopefully next Senate meeting we'll be able to ratify that here.
Okay.
My purpose of getting that ratified and having it as a club is so all the engineer students that want to transfer out have something to be able to put on the resume and also grade something. Also, we're trying to see if we're going to do some sort of like festival or some sort of competition and see if we can bring some of the students, not only from MJC, but from around like high schools and junior colleges that have anything related to engineering.
Thank you. Senator Borges.
Like John said, the water rally went over very, very well. I think I had about, at probably the peak, there was probably about 60 to 70 people there, people from the community, and also students there for extra credit, and also just to learn about what's going on right now with our water. A lot of the topics they talked about was, you can watch it on the live stream also. John was there to record it. That was fantastic. What a lot of the things that they talked about was where water goes in California, as far as the different types of flow through the irrigation districts and the Tuolumne and Stanislaus County rivers, and also with the community and what agriculturalists can do to help out with all the water issues. But it was really great. If you had any questions about it, you can see me after the meeting, and then also you take a look at it online. Thank you.
Any other senators? Senator Alvarado?
It's not a report, it's more like questions or concerns. My first one is about VP. She has to bring her like lately. I haven't seen her. I don't know if she's okay or any issues with her.
Yeah. So what ended up happening is that she's like she reported out quite a while ago. She's going through medical issues, and those are being reevaluated. I can tell you that I ended up receiving a text with a picture of her from her doctor for a medical leave for this following week. As it is right now, we are going to go off and evaluate that position and also have a meeting to see where we stand there and if the person in question will be able to continue their job description, and just to go off and see what the best option for ASMJC as well as our executive vice president, so that we can serve the students. Does that address your question?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is that was the only one? Okay, perfect. Yes.
If she is ill, is there any type of communication that we can have with her, like just a letter or card or?
The best avenue would be email, and then if you'd like to, we can definitely go off and purchase a card and run around the office and relay that to her. Any other senator reports? Senator Valencia Baez.
I just would like to know how many people did we fed yesterday?
More than 1,000.
So I counted the tickets last night, and there was 857. But there was
like
a time where there was no tickets being handed out.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure there was more than that.
Okay.
And I just want to thank everyone for helping us out. Thank you so much.
Do you guys want to elaborate on your project, or?
Well, we fed people also. That was our main goal. Yeah.
They are.
It was supposed to be for 700, and
Yeah.
we went over.
What was the name of the event?
Third annual. The name of it? Thanksgiving dinner.
So both Paige and Celeste are being very modest, like usual, but they went off and actually hosted. They spearheaded the third annual Thanksgiving dinner, where essentially we went off with ASMJC, thanks to their efforts, go off and provide Thanksgiving meals, complete Thanksgiving meals to our student population. They went off and served, based off of the raffle tickets, 850. I can tell you that we were slotted for 800 plates.
No, 700.
Yes, it was
700.
700, you contracted for 700. He brought 800 plates. I asked him, he said he would do extra for his food. So he brought 800 plates. He went out of 800 plates, and then had to go get more plates. And I think it was 250 plates in there.
Close to 500.
So with the remainder of the food, because it was well portioned out as a service, it was able to extend. Like I said, I would stop counting at 900.
Yeah. So based off of the 800 plates that they provided, plus the 500 that we went off and thanks to Vice Executive Secretary Keith went off and brought over from the West Campus, we were left over with a minute stack compared to what we started off with, and we can easily probably say 900 to 1,000 plus students were served over this event. Really successful, especially when we look at it from last year. We went off and served 700, right? So we exceeded that number, so congratulations. Any other senators? All right, with that, we'll move on to student trustee report. He's not here, and I did not receive a written report. Students at large.
So can I report for him?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. So he attended the student trustee meeting. He's also in Palm Springs right now at the CCLC, which is like a conference for student trustees and like district members. Jill Stearns is also there, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Students at large, do we have any reports?
Yes. All right, guys. First of all, the BSU want to thank you guys for sending out the representatives to conference. Second of all, we'd like to bring to you guys' attention. This is the holiday season, and we're out to not only enjoy our families and friends, but we like to make sure that we be able to go out and feed someone else. So on the 29th of November, we're asking for individuals who would like to sign up to help us go out and feed the homeless on the 29th. The preparation time is at 6:30 in the morning. The serving time is at 7:30, and it ends at 9. We're serving at Salvation Army on I and 7th Street. This is a cause that we partnership with another mentoring program. So we're taking these junior high school and high school students out with us, and we're showing them how to become better individuals in our society. So we'd like to see if you guys can come out and be part of that and take a hand of that and get back. Remember, this is a community service event. So if you guys like to do this, the BSU will appreciate it. And we do this every 5th Saturday, whatever Saturday the month that we have a 5th Saturday in it, we obviously like to go out there and do that. So, but it is the holiday season, and it's time for us not to just be selfish with this, but also give back to other people. Now, the second thing, you guys send us on these conferences and things like this, and we go as a student body. And we go as the student body with one leader, and we are the people to follow and change and see what's going on. There shouldn't be any strifes, or shouldn't be any bad mouthing, or should be anything like messing up another person's character. At this conference, there was a lot of that. So you shouldn't send people to do those type of things. We're leaders. We're leaders in our school as well as leaders to other people. And the student body does not elect you guys to do these things. But these things are being done. So my asking you is this. Please, on the next time you have a conference and you send people out, make sure we do these things as grown-ups, but act as a student body that we can go out and be leaders. Because a whole lot of us wasn't doing all this. All right? So I have to say, and I just say thank you for having the opportunity to be part of that, of the committee that's going on and being good leaders.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we have any other reports? Hearing none, we'll go to the advisory report. Advisor Irvin.
Give most of my report during the session, but on this, I would like to continue. There's a lot of you who are daily coming in and having your time sheet signed and on time, and I really appreciate that. There's still a few more who are not following that. So I'd like to get that locked down. Also your hours and things, and documenting your hours on a daily basis. When I'm at there, you can put them in my box, things like that. So that's appreciated. Also, there's some very good things that have been going on. You know, the water rally. I know in the paper it says about 60 people, but I counted 68, and not including all of us that are staff or ASMJC. So there were a few more than what was in the paper, but it was a very good discussion, and that kind of capped off or started other places having the same type of forum out in the community. It's a very important topic in our community, especially. Again, the conference was good. Yesterday was great with the students, the amount of students that was served yesterday. As a whole, ASMJC, you guys are really doing some wonderful things out there. And I'm very proud to call myself your advisor. We still have some things we need to iron out, but that comes with time and working together. So I hope you guys really have this dual meeting with ICC come together and really sit down and get on the same page. Because the only thing that can come out of that is really that benefits the student body as a whole. And that's what you're elected to do. Personal stuff clouds the bigger picture. And I ask that you leave personal issues aside, because the body did not elect you based on your personality clashes with other folks. They elected you because they believe that you will represent them to the best interests of your ability. And so I just be mindful of that, and be respectful to one another, and praise one another. There's some really good teamwork happening amongst you. There's some things that are really happening that people are taking note of, not only here on campus, but outside the campus. You know, I want to quote a couple of people that asked about the water rally we had out in the community. You know, so I had some that's the Associated Students. A lot of students care about this. They do. You So again, I commend you all and encourage you to continue to work together and resolve the differences.
Thank you. With that address from the chair, you guys are aware our recruiting process entails having a 3-body panel. One of the members obviously not being able to go off and fully be here. So with that, I'm going to be extending the deadline for next Friday. Calendar? What's next Friday?
The 28th, day after Thanksgiving.
The 28th. So I'm going to go off and extend the deadline to submit your final applications for the 28th. And from there on, considering, as we're all aware of the recruitment process, we're going to go off and accommodate for that. Questions? For ledge, for the vacant ledge position. Yes. Senator Andrews.
Yes.
And Thanksgiving. We'll take them, we'll make it on Monday. What's Monday? The 24th? Okay. We'll make the deadline the 24th, which is a Monday. I'm trying to go off and follow the recruitment procedure as closely as possible, especially with some of the questions that were raised from the last round of interviews, while also satisfying the people that have already submitted applications, some of them being in the room already. So with that, I hope that addresses some of those concerns. Other than that, I had a really good experience. So yes.
Can I ask what positions have become available?
Just Vice President of Legislation.
Oh.
Yeah, in terms of full-fledged positions within ASMJC, we're always actively looking for student commissioners. And then we spoke a little bit. I know we have your application on file, and then we can definitely go off and get you connected with some of the other positions as they become available.
Fantastic.
You're welcome. GA was a spectacular event where we learned a lot. And above all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up relatively quickly. I am very excited that we actually got off and more than likely we'll finish on time for this time around. It's been a long time since we've been able to do that, so that finishes up my report. Do we have any communications from the floor? Speaker Reed.
Awesome. Okay, so possible, can we get the minutes sent to our emails, because you guys said last meeting that was going to be sent out on Monday.
They'll
and
be
I never got it.
They'll be sent out and they're up on the website.
Awesome. And then also the next time we conduct a special meeting, can we make sure it's a legal special meeting? And also, can we not have special meetings in place of regular scheduled meetings? And then also, I don't remember if I submitted the AIR, but stipend recommendations. I do believe in the Constitution and bylaws, it does state that there should be a monthly stipend recommendation, and as a body, you guys vote on it. Since the term started, I don't remember seeing one at all. So, just a suggestion.
Thank you. Any more communication from the floor? Hearing none. Announcements. We have nothing under that category. And adjourn. I adjourn this meeting. What time is it? 2:98? 2:58? 2:58? 2:58. Yeah, I adjourned this meeting at 2:58.
Wait, did my thing really come back?
We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to today's ASMJC Senate meeting. Please tune in another time and check the ASMJC Facebook page at Associate Students of Modesto Junior College to check to see if when the next meetings are. They'll be posted there, as well as in the Facebook group for Associate Students of Modesto Junior College. Again, we'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch today. Just a quick recap of this meeting. The finance items which were approved were $13,000 for the 26th Annual African American Education Conference, $600 for Arrowhead Water Collection dues, $15,000 for Deferred Action Workshop Center Project, and then the $320 and $1,000 for the broadcasting equipment, and then $5,000 for the 7% administrative fees, and $350 to Respiratory Club Care. That's basically the recap of this meeting. Thank you for joining us.